Well, let's start with the riddle. Well, what you see here is, of course, the neutron star, the red spaceship Nero. So some people think it's a representation of subatomic particle or the maybe, but no. Then we have, of course, the stacked tower with the electromagnet, electrolysis, and fire. Very well, but I still have a riddle for you guys. So, what animal, like on Earth, is famous for walking on 2 feet, and also it's famous for, for using it like for how we speak, like for using his voice. I invented this riddle actually, but it's a paraphrase of Diogenes Laertius. Story about Diogenes, the cynic philosopher. There is a story about him that I really like, and I've actually referred to it in the past, but it was back maybe a year or 2 years ago, so maybe you don't remember. So, but the story is actually it means more to me that I thought it is. Many times it's like that, force in there with the hand of God. So the story goes, he was a philosopher that lived in the time of Plato, approximately, in Greece and in Athens, and he lived for a long time, perhaps 90 years or 89 years. He was famous for, like, he ate just like beans all his life, and lived in his street and he was very, like, by choice, very poor, even though he was very respected. There is a story about, like, Alexander the Great just coming to pay him a visit. Like, he laid like in a trash or something, like, homeless without nothing, and Alexander the Great paid him a visit and asked him if he can give him anything, if he wants anything from him, from Alexander. So he told him, "Can you move away? You're blocking the sun." Alexander didn't. He wasn't upset. On the contrary, he thought. He said, "Well, I got what I asked for. I'm getting the show. I get the show, like the real deal. That's the person. That's the person." So it wasn't, presumably, was very healthy by living to such a late age. Of course, relative to the time. And he was smart. He was not like, it's not like that he only had the shtick of, like, being low, very poor and denouncing material goods. It was actually more than that. So he had students, and like they had lectures for many years. So there is a story about him. I don't know if it's even true, but I like the story. That, people in the academia of Plato, like his students, they held like a discussion. So the question is, what is human? What is human? And Plato said, a human is a featherless biped. Featherless biped. So Diognetus, he heard about it, like, from the students, presumably. So after that, class after that, he just, he crashed, into the class in the middle of the lecture, and just, with a plucked chicken in his hand, and he just threw it, like, on Plato. He said, "Here is a human for you. Here is a human for you." Of course, it's not difficult to understand why I like this story. A human is not a featherless biped. I should say that, I mean, during the last couple of years, many times I had like the question of, I mean, how do you judge people? Like, I mean, I don't want to judge them like, I mean, as God judges people in like in the afterlife, or like, I mean, I'm saying, ask, like, I understand that the great calamities, happening to the world, but I want to understand, like, who are the people that are really evil, from my own perspective, my personal perspective. Not in the general sense, because in the general sense, everybody is guilty, because no one moved a hand or an arm to rescue me and my brothers from the Nazi prison. They only moved mouths and tongues. By the way, so the answer to the riddle is a rooster. He walks on two legs and is famous for, like, in the morning, he uses his voice to, to wake up everyone, which is very important when you don't have an alarm clock and you need to wake up very early. A rooster is known for his voice and 2 feet. So I asked myself, can you judge the Titans? Can you judge the female Titans? Maybe they are slaves of the Shabbat. Maybe here, maybe that, maybe. And yes, some of the arguments, like, that, give people, like, the benefit of the doubt hold, but what I've learned from God is that in this world you don't judge personally. You judge people, like, by groups, and a person belongs to a group not by birthright, or like by, like, his color of his skin, or like things like that, or like political views. You belong to a group because you acted in a certain way. Your actions are defining, like, what groups of people. The group is defined by certain actions. So if I want to judge people specifically from my point of view of the oppressed, like, poor person, that that the society takes everything from him. Okay, so the line, the crossing line, the line that defines, like, where a human or any, like, a humanoid stand with regards to me. And I've actually said it in the past, but I should say it again. It's not whether he was born here or in Venus or in Alpha Centauri or whatever, and it's not even if he's Israeli or not, because I said many times that abroad there are many people that are also guilty. So I've said it, and I said it again, but now I'll say it even, like, more boldly, because now I understand how it's even more horrible than I thought it is. So I ask you that one. You know of a human, like a person, a man that all his life he's being tortured, and people took everything that he had from him, and now he's in a room, like crowded room in a hostel for homeless people. He can't see his daughters that miss him so much, even though he raised him with his mother, and they miss him very much, and he misses them. And, like, he can't do anything, even though he has many, like, talented and, like, experience but he cannot, like, do anything because the society is oppressing him in unbelievable ways. And he's spending day and night, like, really, he doesn't even eat, like, enough, and he doesn't sleep almost at all, and just so he'll be able to create things with his own, like, bodily fluids and several, like, other cheap stuff, because he desperately needs money. He has no money at all. He lives without any money at all, and even his mother doesn't give him that money when he asks for money. Like, this person is poor as it can be, like, no money at all, no relatives, no friends, and only unimaginable oppression. So this person, which is as poor as you can get, as you can be, like, lives in a hostel for homeless people and is nothing. He's working day and night to try to generate stuff, like, from his bodily fluids, literally. And when he succeeded in doing generating like something that is valuable. Not, I mean, that he made a lot of it, but he succeeded in like creating like a certain like some kind of quantity. A huge group of people from the country where he stays in Israel, but also from abroad. And these are some of the richest and certainly the strongest people that exist. These are, I mean, the elites of the elites in a way that, I mean, they are not all necessarily the richest, but I mean, they control the governments. They, I mean, they are essential part of like all the most important functions of the state, whatever state it is. So this really is a huge group, like of thousands of, maybe more, but at least thousands of people that I mean, that are all in the top of the country, like from socially speaking, from social economic point of view. Certainly not from other aspects, but for this is more important aspect. I mean, they are the leaders. They are, I mean, they control the military. They control the important like offices in the state, and all of them, I mean, are using the intelligence services to steal the material that this person, poor person, created in his room, like without, like, I mean, denying sleep from himself. Just, I mean, so he maybe have some kind of source income, and they steal it from him and eat it. So I tell you, the people that ate it, I mean, they are in, I mean, as I said, there is a distinction line you define groups not by like birthright, but by how you act. So this action, I mean, like puts the person pretty much like in obvious like group of the pigs. It doesn't matter if this person is a man or a woman, if he was born here or in I don't know where. What matters is that this person ate like the flesh and blood of a person that has nothing, while they accept so much from the state, and he has nothing. And even that, I mean, this small stuff that he prepared in your room, they know that because they've seen their videos in a small room in a hostel apartment. Even that stuff, they don't want him to sell it. They want to get it for free, and they're using their military services to actually do it for them. So yeah, the distinction between human and a rooster is actually much more than, I mean, I will speak about it maybe later, because this is an important issue. How you, I mean, can you define them? Can you, if someone didn't tell you, I mean, will it be possible for you, subscriber or listener, to actually, I mean, if they represent a creature in front of you, can you, and how long it will take you to actually tell if it's a rooster or a human being? Let's speak about it later, because I mean, you're also waiting like advancement in this particular issue, the issue of rooster versus human being.